Salomba cha! Good afternoon, everybody! How are you guys? Again, you know the drill. Please confirm you can hear me. Confirm you can see me without any major problems. Hello, Videogames. Hello, Aaron. How are you guys? Missed you. Okay. Yeah, I think everything looks good and therefore we're good to go. Salom Bacha, welcome to this stream, to this final stream of Las Plumas on Twitch, because today we're closing the streaming season for me as I need a little bit of rest. But do not be fooled, I am not living for vacation. I am actually living to dedicate my attention to all the shenanigans I'm involved with, and sometimes you need to take a little bit of time off in order to rest and to come back, you know, refreshed, pumped up and renewed. And yeah, today we're going to finish the season, the streaming season, and I actually was thinking, as I was preparing yesterday for this stream, I was thinking of it. And I'm going to share my thoughts with you, and I would love to hear back what you have to say. But I think we've come a very nice way, if you ask me. Before starting, of course, warm hugs to everybody that's followed the channel, and thank you to everybody who subscribed either via Amazon Prime or just a regular Twitch subscription. Thanks to you, my content can keep going, and thanks to you, my next season of streaming is almost guaranteed, because that means I have enough support to carry on doing what I love the most, which is these sessions with you, you know, sharing bits and bops of Iranian/Mesopotamian culture with you. That is such a nice thing, and your support and you guys are the only reason I keep doing this. So thank you for your help. Also, big hugs to my patrons, especially those of Tier Murshid. Thank you one last time on this season to David, Angel, Nadim, Sofia, and Raul. Thank you. Oh, and Lucas, I forgot Lucas. Thank you so much for being there, supporting me. And if you actually are considering supporting me on Patreon, I invite you to come over to the page. The link will be either on my social media, or if you're watching this on YouTube, the link will be just under the description below. Guys, I am very excited, yet a little bit sad that we are finishing with this, but you know, all things come to an end and everything needs to pause a little bit. What I am drinking today is, I brought my teapot for the occasion, one of my teapots, because I have a few, not gonna say any number, but I have a few. This is my Chinese teapot. Hello, Claire! This is actually a present from Bob, who's not here with me today, but I know he would love knowing that I'm using his present. So yeah, this is my teapot, and it contains an exaggerated amount of Turkish black tea, because I am very basic and I know I like my black Turkish tea. And here's my tiny cup. This cup comes straight from Yazd in Iran. I got that one there. And I don't know if Q is here on the chat, but he certainly would remember this cup. The taste. That's a beautiful. Thank you, Videogames. I thought. Where did you get that? Let's see if he could answer me. He's not here now. I think this one's from a shop called. Yes, in fact, it's from a shop called A Loja do Gato Preto, which is a, I believe, Portuguese/Brazilian shop. I'm not sure, but it has a number of shops in Spain, and I really like my teapot, and because it's huge and it's red, which is one of my favorite colors ever. So what are we doing today is, I wanted to do a very chill stream. I asked on Patreon what I should do. I consulted some of my friends, and we finally decided that we were going to do a very chilled session. I'm going to be here talking to you guys. If you have any kind of question, feel free to drop them on the chat and I will do my best to answer them. But also, I want to recommend you books, and I want to recommend you other things. We're going to talk about video games, we're going to talk about podcasts, about comics, because it's not that I'm going to be long for I'm gonna be away for long, but I want to keep you guys entertained, and also I want to share some of my favorite things with you. Hello, David. Also, if she's not here now, but if you happen to hear any, tiny steps on the floor, or if you hear any barking, this is because, as some of you know, I have a dog, and those who have pets will understand me, but it is likely that you hear her barking because she's a tiny doggy, and that's what dogs do. They bark, especially when they are, startled or something like that. So without further ado, I made myself a list of order. We're going to cover a lot of things, and I have a ridiculous amount of things to share with you guys today. You have no idea, but I know because I prepared this. So hello, Moraid. Oh, Moraid is here. Hello. So yeah, my puppy's here, but she's taking a nap and I don't want to wake her. So if she comes, I will show her, but I don't want to force it. So okay, Aina! Oh yeah, Aina is just dropping. Aina is the biggest content ever existed or created, because yeah, she likes every single topic and she wants me to talk about absolutely everything in this world. So we're gonna start with books, but they're not gonna be, I'm gonna be sharing some of my favorite books, as in to read and to study. Oh, hello, Papiros. Hello, Typhoon. Oh my god, how many people's here today? I'm actually very happy. How do you say dog in Farsi? Sag. S-A-G. Sag. That is how you say dog. So yeah, as I was saying, first we are gonna cover books, but not books as novels. Books you actually read when you want to. Oh, hi baby. Do you want to come up here? They want to say hello to you. I'm gonna take the teapot away from you because I don't trust you at all. Come here. All right. There she is. Aina, where are you? Here is Sombra. Say hello to the bacha for the last time of the season. Don't worry. How are you sleepy? Would you wear just sleeping over there? What do you want, some tea? Sit there. Good girl. Yeah. Okay. So she's gonna be here with me now. Oh my god, the chat is crazy because they saw a dog. Where was I before this lovely interruption? Oh yeah, I am gonna Kuchulu, Aziza me Kuchulu. Yes, of course. I'm gonna be refilling this every 5 seconds because, as you can see, not much fits in here. By the way, this is hand painted, or so we believe. I know Aaron is a cat person, but I don't care. Oh, thank you for the follow, Papiros. I know Aaron is a cat person, but I don't care. Sombra is fantastic. So, I completely lost it. I am very happy. I completely lost what I was saying. Where was I? Oh yes, right. We're gonna start with the recommendations now, unless you have something else to say. Apparently not. She's no. We love animals in this stream. We do love, and especially we love birds because yeah. So we're gonna start with the recommendations. First, they're gonna be books. Books you can actually read. I encourage you to read them because you can learn a lot of brilliant things with them, and most of them are basic books, in the sense that those are the ones I would recommend if you want to start reading about a topic. And I realize I don't have much about Persian history with me here, but it's more about Mesopotamian topics, but I actually don't care. I can do another one about Iranian/Persian studies, but yeah, I'm gonna start with them. So the first one is one of my first books ever purchased when I wanted to start reading about Mesopotamia, and this is an Oxford University Press classic. It's called myths from Mesopotamia, and it has a brief summary of a lot of the most famous books ever. Which one I have marked here? Which one is this one? Oh, Anzu. Of course it is marked as Anzu. So I really recommend this one because it's a good translation, it's a good summary of a lot of things, and you get like a taste of everything instead of a just heavy, a little bit more dense edition of any other topic or text. So highly recommended. This one again is Oxford Words Classics, and the edition is by Stephanie Daly. This one has years. This has a number of years now, but I liked it, and I think it's still very much up to date. Also, for the people, I was not going to say that because if you're watching this on YouTube and you see here on the chat we have the links. I'm not going to be linking everything because I'm not going to be linking everything. There's a lot of books and a lot of other things, but feel free to message me or to drop in a comment something if you want to find them. So yeah, this is one of them. Next, and following up the classics, of course, I cannot recommend enough for you to read the Epic of Gilgamesh. Why? Because he's an imbecile, but I love the Epic of Gilgamesh so much. This is the Penguin Classics edition, and to be completely fair, it's a nice translation. It's a fair translation, although I work the most with a translation made from Akkadian by a Spanish professor. I like this one. It's simple, it comes with very few notes, but with a very nice introduction. Also, when you read these kind of books, guys, one of the most important parts to regard is the introduction, because there you can find actually a summary about the time frame, about the society where we found this one, about how the author worked on the translation and what things they deemed important or what things they left outside. So it's important to read not just the translation but the introduction. There's a lot of information contained in this one, and I like that one. Again, Penguin Classics, the Epic of Gilgamesh. If you want to know why I hate him so much, I believe there's a very fun video somewhere in my Twitch channel or my YouTube channel when you can actually go check why Gilgamesh is possibly the worst character ever created in literature. And I do not accept, this is not me throwing you a glove, this is not me throwing you a rope asking for you to change my mind. I know, Gilgamesh is stupid, thick. Vida Gorge says introductions sometimes teach more than the actual content of the book. They teach a lot, and I believe not reading the introduction is like betraying the author, if you know what I mean. I mean, it's just kind of rejecting what they have to say on the topic or on the book they wrote. So, got read the introduction. See, Bagchepov agrees with me. Gilgamesh is by far the worst. Okay, moving on. I'm gonna recommend you now a very unknown book because not many people know about this or this myth. This is the Epics of Sumerian Kings, the Matter of Arata. I think the collection is, this is from the Society. This is actually quite fun. The name of the publisher is Society of Biblical Literature, which is, in my opinion, ironic and funny. But this contains the Matter of Arata, and these myths are, let me check because I know they have, they have the myth of King Enmerkar. They have myth of the Lugalbanda, the two of the Lugalbanda poems, which you heard me say in this. I do believe Lugalbanda is one of the most beautiful things, if not the most beautiful things ever written. And worry not, next season this will be a stream. We're gonna cover Lugalbanda because my love for him is deep. And yeah, this is like the Matter of Arata is not well known. Actually, I don't know why, because again, it's one of the most interesting epics I've ever read. So super highly recommended. If you don't know who Enmerkar and Lugalbanda are, they are antediluvian kings. That means kings that were reigning on Mesopotamia before the flood, like pre-flood kings they are. super recommended. Translation is by Herman Banstiefut, and I hope I pronounced his name right. There you have it. Yeah, highly recommended. I still enjoy this book a lot. I think I do not. Okay, you're gonna hear me say I like it a ridiculous number of times, because I am not recommending anything I don't like. If that makes any sense. I wouldn't recommend things to you that I don't think are going to be useful or they're going to teach you something. So yeah. What else? Oh, the next one. The next one is a must if you ask me. And who am I to say that? Actually, nobody, but I don't care. But I recommend it the same. There's nothing more Iranian than sipping tea from a tiny cup, unless you're sipping tea from a tiny glass cup. Those, my friend Aina over there says they are tulip-inspired glasses. So, next one. Warriors of the Steppe. Warriors of the Steppe by Eric Hildinger, and again, I hope I'm not butchering anybody's names. I apologize. This is a military history of Central Asia from 500 before Common Era to 1700s of Common Era. This is a very big journey about the Scythians, the Sarmatians, the Huns, the Avars, the Bulgars, the Magyars, the Seljuks, and the Mongols, and then the Mamluks, and then the Timur Lenk, and the Crimean Tatars, and the Manchus. And I don't know these by heart. I am reading them back over here. Why this is important, I believe, is because it covers, it's a very brief yet fantastic coverage of the story, the history of nomadic tribes. I was looking for that word, I couldn't find it. Nomadic tribes they have always fascinated me. I actually feel a powerful attraction towards cultures, entire cultures that do not settle anywhere. So this is a fantastic book to just have like a bird's eye view of what they were, and especially if you like the Mongols and the Scythians. I enjoyed the part of the Scythians like you have no idea, so go check this one out. I bought this centuries ago. I think there were dinosaurs on Earth still when I bought this one for the first time, so yeah. Also, I really want to show you the picture on the back. Just full of skulls, because nomadic tribes have this aura of violence and just attached to them. And frankly, I don't know if that is a general thing or something that came with the Mongols. What do you guys think? I actually have no idea. What are your thoughts on the matter? I honestly don't know. So, next we have Gods, Demons and Symbols, an all-time classic and a must. Hello, Sombra. Come here. Come here. Okay. Sorry. I have a dog interruption. Oh, she is showing me a toy and she wants to play, but now we cannot play Azizam. We are in the middle of something over here. So, yeah, I was saying Gods, Demons and Symbols of Ancient Mesopotamia. This is a classic. I think practically everybody that works with Mesopotamia has checked this book, consulted this book, quoted this book, or even created a Twitter thread on the matter of this book. It's a very brief dictionary, and I say brief because you cannot hold ancient Mesopotamia in this tiny bit. But I think is a fantastic first approach. Is very complete. It's illustrated, which is something super important for me, because sometimes you kind of forget what you're talking about. You kind of get lost in words and you need images to help you out. I'm an art historian, so go images, always images everywhere. And I liked it. I like these ones, another basic, but I hope you're not understanding me the wrong way. When I say basic, I talk about the first steps on the stair, which for me as a teacher is fundamental. You need to settle the foundations of whatever you are building strongly and firmly in order to create a structure that would not just cave in with time. That is super important, and I think this is why I enjoy teaching first years and second years, because that is when you are actually putting the first stones and the foundation of whatever is going to come next. That is a very beautiful reflection. Like I just got reflective for a moment. Forgive me. So yeah, this is by Jeremy Black and Anthony Green, and super recommended. You can find these on Amazon, I am pretty much sure. Somebody's just coming and going. Yes, I know. Yeah, I see a ball. I see. She wants me to play with her. So yeah, this one's on Amazon, and I do believe it's quite cheap and affordable. I could be mistaken though. I don't know. I wanna think they are. Yeah, just gonna leave this one over here, and we're gonna move to the next one, which is, I always recommend this book because it's such a good laugh. So the book's name is Handbook to Life in Ancient Mesopotamia by Stefan Bertman. And why do I say I like this one so much? This is because I think there is not a better way of approaching such a topic than this. Handbook to Life in Ancient Mesopotamia. As in, oh, magic, you have been transported to another century, to another era, and you need to survive. So we're going to give you the clues actually and how not to die in ancient Mesopotamia. And I believe in this collection there's, let me check, because oh yeah, there's other books in the collection: Handbook to Life in Ancient Egypt, in the Ancient Mayan World, in Ancient Rome, and in Ancient Greece. All of them look promising, but I got this one. It's such a heavy book, thick and complete, and you will be surprised of how many things this book covers. The only flaw, the only con about this book is that it has a little bit of time. It's not, maybe it's not up to date with a lot of things. I don't know. I am not an expert of these matters. So yeah, maybe if you want something deeper and a little bit more up to date, consult a professional. But I do believe it's still very nice and very good to consult some things. It's made, it is divided by sections, and those sections are alphabetically organized, like the dictionary we just looked at. And yeah, highly recommend it. I do love this one, and I'm going to tell you something. I bought this one when I was in London, living in London, and I bought this on a second-hand store for £3. I do want to think they are on Amazon, but I am not sure. What is it on the chat? It probably comes, oh yeah, but the violence. Okay, what is it, Aaron? It probably comes from the east, as if we think on tribes like the Iberian Peninsula, we don't have the idea of blood everywhere. Actually, but how do we know those tribes were not as bloody as the tribes from Central Asia? I reckon. I don't know. Oh, I did forget that Aaron is also a teacher. So yeah, I think that's true. I like teaching the youngest for that reason as well. It is beautiful teaching the youngest. And Aina, yes, time travelers should definitely get such a handbook. Yes, definitely. So the collection is called Facts on File, Library of World History. Kiwi! Look what I am drinking in. My kiwi. All right, moving on. Oh God, it's half an hour already and I haven't covered. Okay, I'm gonna save this one because it's a novelization of a book. So yeah, we're gonna go with the last book. Oh my God, this is heavy. I know, baby, I know. She's scared of this one because it's heavy. Oh my dear Lord. Okay. Oof. This is for my peeps out there that like military history and military research. The Persian archery and swordsmanship Historical Martial Arts of Iran. Ta-da! This book, one of the good things this book has is that it has been written by a reenactor, which is Dr. Manusher Mustaq Khorasani. And the book is basically, oh my dear Lord, so it's this big because it comes with a lot of pictures and a lot of demonstrations by the doctor and his team, which I believe is quite huge. And this basically is a first hand or first look on a lot of things about Persian martial arts. And I like it because it doesn't just cover, you know, swordsmanship or horseback archery. Yeah, I know it's a huge book. And also a very nice work is that these reenactors have worked hand by hand and side by side with miniatures. Like, for example, I hope you can see this. Yeah, here you have a list of miniatures that present military movements or just scenes of fighting and martial arts. So it's actually a very nice thing to use art history to research these things. At least I'm a very big fan of using art to research these kind of topics, because, for example, in a matter of garments, of how the weapons looked like and how the bridges of the horses or the equipment of the horses were like, I do believe art is the first place we should look at. And yeah, I hugely recommend. I remember, however, this book was expensive, at least more expensive than the ones I showed you before, because, by the way, this is not sponsored by anybody. No one has paid me to make any advertisement of the book. Oh, I just saw Esfandiar killing Simurg over here. Yeah, I'm just gonna close it now. So yeah, this is not sponsored by anybody. And everything you see over here is bought with my own money, the course of a lot of years. So yeah, I just wanted to share it with you. But I'm gonna be honest, when a book is expensive, these kind of academic books, sort of academic public books, are expensive, and it's not something I'm happy about. So if you're gonna purchase any of these, be sure they are the ones you like, because yeah, some of them are not as affordable, and it's not something I'm very happy about. But as well, there's nothing I can do about it but warning you. Oh yeah, there's two books I don't have here with me, but I do recommend highly. This is my last, let me see. Yep, this is my last two books, academic books to recommend. One is Persian Fire by Tom Holland, which is a retelling of the story of what happened with Achaemenid Persia back in the day. And Tom Holland, you either hate him or you either love it. He has a very particular way of writing, and I will understand if somebody in the chat or in the stream had read the book and actually did not enjoy it. I understand. I like Tom Holland though. I like the way he explains things, but I do understand. So other recommendation is Persian Fire, and my final recommendation is possibly my all-time favorite book to recommend, which is Medieval Persia by David Morgan. I do recommend this book to my students. I do recommend this so much, so much, because it's such a thin, precise, to the point book. It covers a very big number of years, but it's one of the few that actually cares for the matter of medieval, what we consider medieval Iran, which I believe is from 1040 to, I want to say 17 something, but I actually am not sure. I don't have the book here with me, so this is the reason I'm not showing it. But yes, note that one down. Yeah, I think it will be 1797, but I am not sure like entirely. So mark that one down. Persian Fire by Tom Holland and Medieval Persia by David Morgan. Super recommended that one. If you want to start reading about what medieval Iran and what happened politically and militarily speaking in Iran in the medieval centuries, which are my centuries, because, by the way, I don't know if you knew here, but I am not an ancient historian, I am a medievalist. Me speaking about Xerxes and of the Achaemenids is circumstantial. So, yes, I am a medievalist, and I do encourage you to read medieval history books. I heard you, Kiwi. I am back. I'm really sorry. But yes, you're always legally allowed to live with me. So now that we covered the books, we actually gonna go sorry, to the narrative books. So the first one, and I thought of including this one in the first group, but I realized it doesn't make sense because it's a novelization, it's a retelling of a story. So this is the reason I'm including this here. This is the retelling of the story of Lugalbanda by wonderful I always mix the illustrator and the author. So the author is Kathy Henderson and the illustrator is Jane Ray. And this is the beautiful book they created to retell the story of Lugalbanda. And it's a beautiful book. I think the retelling is fantastic because it's intended for kids, but I don't mind. Stories for kids are always the best stories, at least in my opinion. So here I'm going to show you one of the illustrations. For example, these one, yeah, you can see it's beautifully illustrated. It's very well documented in the sense that you can see the author is cared enough to check for sources in reliefs and carvings, and it's just fantastic. And if you have kids, I heavily recommend you to buy them Lugalbanda and to read it together because it's beautiful. It's, again, I never hide my preferences. This is the most beautiful poem ever written, is the story of Lugalbanda. And yeah, I can't wait to read it with you guys. But for now, you can check this one out. I bought this from a particular. I bought this to someone that for some reason they didn't want it anymore. But maybe it's on Amazon. I don't know. I know it's a tiny bit hard to find. But if you have the time and if you by any chance crossways with it, I heavily encourage you to purchase it. It is not many retelling of ancient history, as in Mesopotamian ancient history for kids, which I think is a shame because there's a lot of versions for kids of the Iliad and the Odyssey, but not so many about Mesopotamia. I want to think there might be some of Gilgamesh, but I am not sure. I should do a little bit of research on the matter. So the next is another novel, which is possibly one of my favorite books on earth. It's Alamut by Vladimir Bartol. And Alamut is a novel that tells the story of the assassins of the Ismaili people on Alamut, which are a historical sect. They actually existed, although here is a novelization. For example, in this novel, Omar Khayyam, Hassan, and is it Nizam? Yeah, and Nizam al-Mulk, they met and they are kind of friends or something like that. Their relationship is a little bit complicated, but I really enjoyed the novel. I don't know how many times I've read it, and I do encourage you to purchase and read it because, yeah, it's just fantastic. It's a very, very good novel, and I really liked it. So, by the way, this illustration over here is by Khalila Wadibna. This is the moment where the crows set the nest of the owls on fire, because if this book has one thing, is that it's violent. It's a very violent book. So if you don't have a problem with that, I'm just going to leave it. But I really recommend you to read it. Okay, now we're going to go with 3 big by the same author. I don't know, if you are anything like me, you enjoy your heart being ripped and destroyed in a very creative way. Oh! Sombra! Baby, you got scared? Of course you did. You dropped the books. Oh my gosh, she dropped the books because she was sniffing them and she literally run away. The fastest dogs you've ever seen. That's okay. Oh my dear, she really, really wanted to be educated. And which one did you choose? Oh, she chose a good one. Yeah, good job, Sombra, wherever you are now. It's okay, Sombra. It's okay, it's just a book, baby. So, yeah, we are gonna cover 3 books by the same author, which is Khaled Hosseini, and they are And the Mountains Echoed, The Kite Runner, which is probably the one you know, and 1,000 Splendid Suns. Oh, sorry, here. These 3. I am not sure which one broke my heart more heavily. I am honestly unsure. I really like this one, but it's hard. It's a very hard book to read. I really loved this one, but it made me suffer. And I loved this one, but I think I was a little bit discontent with the finale, like with the ending, because I didn't understand it. I read this one a very long while ago. So it's a nice story. So this one is about a brother looking for his sister. This one is located in Kabul, in Afghanistan. This one, Kabul is Afghanistan? Yes. Why am I doubting these things? Am I right? Yeah, Kabul is Afghanistan, isn't it? This one is also in Afghanistan, and this is about, a local kite fighting tournament, and 2 boys, Amir and Hazan, and oh my god, this is so sweet. Like, if you want to read one of the 3, I think I would recommend this one, but I am very biased here, so don't listen to me. And this one is about Mariam when this is about an arranged marriage, 1,000 Splendid Suns, and this one is about the Taliban taking over and changing the situation, and it's the story of a very brave woman whose name is Mariam. This one, to me at least, was the hardest of the 3, but yet very beautiful. So yeah, don't mind which one, but yeah, Khaled Hosseini, read one of these. I don't mind which one, but actually, if you purchase or read or consume any of the content I'm recommended today, please let me know. I would love to know it. Yeah. So, very good books. They are quick to read. I don't remember them being excessively complicated or hard. So I had to follow this one a little. This one, by the end, it got a little bit confusing, at least for me. But I have half of a neuron, so maybe it's just a personal thing. So, okay, this regarding the novels. Now we are gonna go to more audiovisual content, and I am gonna start. We are gonna see now which films and series I do recommend. So the first series I recommend you guys to watch is Marco Polo, which is on Netflix. It's available unless they've taken it down, which I don't believe they did. So yeah, Marco Polo is a series of 2 seasons, and the 2 seasons, and the finale is quite disappointed because the series got cancelled. And to me, it was a very big pity, but apparently it was super expensive to produce and it didn't make as much back as they were expecting. So this is the story of Marco Polo at the court of Kublai Khan. That's okay, Helena. You can watch it whenever you want. And I am not going to talk here about the plot because I am not film critic. And I don't know, I think I wouldn't be able to make like a proper critique to it either, like rather than giving my opinion on it. I liked it, but I liked it because the research behind this is amazing. The atmosphere and the recreation of the court of Kublai Khan, although it has a lot of mistakes, of course it has, but I really enjoyed it. And you can see at some points, especially when topics as sensitive as the horses, the archery, the way they mention the ancestry with the wolf and the deer, I think that is the name of the first, either the second episode, Dwarfed Under Dough. You can see people did their research over there. It's impressive on how good is the treatment of the Mongol tribes and the treatment of the court. Although again, it's not accurate in a lot of things and it's not 100% historical, but which series is 100% historical? We don't go watch these things because we want to learn history. So Marco Polo, highly, highly recommended. I liked it a lot. I really, really enjoyed it. We're gonna stay on Netflix and I'm gonna recommend you another film, which is an animated film. It's called The Breadwinner. This, pretty much like The Kite Runner and A Thousand Splendid Suns, destroyed me entirely from within. It's a beautiful story about Parvana, which is this girl on the cover, and her family after the Taliban take over in, I believe they're in Kabul, and it's very acid, it's brutal sometimes, but it delivers a message of hope and of love. And yeah, exactly, Kiwi really likes this one. I did enjoy it, although it's hard to watch. So if you're sensitive to violence and especially to violence towards women, I do not recommend you to watch it. But if you feel strong enough, I think the message it delivers is powerful, and the way they treat traditions and storytelling, storytelling has a major role in this film, which I am all for. And yeah, exactly. Badger Puff says Breadwinner is really, really, really good. But grab your tissues. Exactly. I ended up crying like a little girl. Like it's but yet it's beautiful. It's so beautiful. So yeah, super recommender, The Breadwinner. Are you guys drinking tea today with me? Do you have your teapot ready? This one's so nice. I have the feeling when you drink in these kind of cups with a teapot, you drink more, because there is not a sense of enough, ever. As if it was for me. There's never a sense of enough with me, but with these though. Yes, I know Vera Gorge is drinking tea because she let me know before. She left me a message, so I know that. So I'm very happy that you guys make tea with me. Next one is another animated film. I'm all for storytelling and animated films, and I wish more and more creators understood animation is not something that belongs in kids' films. You can't create beautiful content animated for adults, and I am all for it. Although this one is supposed to be for kids. The film is called Azur et Asmar. And that one you're seeing over there, the blue beautiful bird, is indeed Simorg. Oh, I love this film so much. I know is in English, in French and in Spanish, because if I am not mistaken, this is either French or Canadian film, but it's been a while since I watched it. Yes, Typhoon is with me, she's on my team. And this is the story of two step brothers, because they're not brothers. One is Azur and the other one is Asmar, and it is beautiful. Oh, you like Berserk? I love Berserk so much. Oh god, I really like Berserk. I was not going to recommend it to you, but yeah, sure, go read Berserk, watch Berserk, enjoy Berserk. So yeah, Azur et Asmar is it's a very heavily inspired 1,001 Nights story about these two guys, these two, I don't want to say princes because they're not exactly princes, but you know the drill, that they are two important people and the journey they have to cover to do something I'm not going to say because I'm not going to tell you. And it's beautiful. The references to Iranian and Arabic past and folklore are immense. It's beautifully animated, and this is very important. All the scenery, all the scenarios are taken from real buildings. For example, the Alhambra in Granada and the Shah Mosque on Esfahan. All the scenarios recreate real Islamic architecture, and I had to watch the film twice because the first time I did not understand what was going on because I was just lost in all the beautiful scenery that I had in front of me. And that Simone is beautiful. She doesn't appear as much as I would like to, but let's be real, I would make a film just about Simone. So super recommended, Azur et Asmar. I don't know where you can find it because I think I have it. Yeah, but it's super recommended, this one. It's highly recommended. Yes, you have to watch it. Go watch Azur et Asmar. That way I could do a stream about it. Maybe we could watch it together. I don't know, I have to study the possibility. Yeah, Moraib is another big fan of Berserk. And last, I think this is the last series I'm going to recommend is Avatar, which I believe is on Netflix too. Avatar: The Last Airbender is one of the best series ever created, and I know this has nothing to do with Iran or Persia or Mesopotamia. I don't care. It's a very good series. I promise it is. And I really recommend you to watch it 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, re-watch it. If you already watched it, go watch it again and just rejoice in the fact that we have a character that is everybody's favorite uncle, which is Uncle Iroh. Yes, like, Uncle Iroh is my spirit animal. That's it. It's like, he is my spirit animal and I love him dearly. And proof of that is that I am drinking tea in a tiny cup with a teapot inspired in Chinese art. So go watch Avatar: The Last Airbender and let me know if you watched it already. Which one of the tribes do you think is most suitable to your personality? Because I am between air and fire, which is not something positive to say about me, but I also like Zahok and he's a villain, so I think we're good. Okay, yes, my goal in life is to open a tea shop like Iroh has. The dream, Bacha. The dream is real. And most probably the tea shop I would run would have a name with Simur on it or some kind of very obscure reference to the Shahnameh, but a reference you cannot miss in case you read the Shahnameh. I have to study it. If everything fails in life, like PhD, Twitch, the project, I'm just going to open a tea shop somewhere. I don't know even where. Okay, what is next on the list? Las hojas de Simur. That was a good one. That was a good one. Oh yeah, Budget Puff, I can see. Oh, Typhoon and Budget Puff will be water. I think I can see that. I like it. What's next? Oh yes, we had films and series, we had books, and now we have comics. Yes, and no, don't be haters. I am not recommended the 300. I refuse. I don't like the 300. I am not going to recommend that. If you want to read that, go under your own responsibility, but I'm not going to be responsible of recommending the 300 to you. The other one I'm going to recommend is Habibi by Craig Thompson, which is as hard as The Breadwinner and as heartbreaking as The Kite Runner. Habibi is the story of Dolala? I don't remember her name, but it's a story of a girl that becomes a woman and the kid that becomes a man that she adopts. And it's a beautiful yet very cruel story about surviving, about life in Islamic countries compared to other religions. It's gorgeous, it's beautifully drawn, it's very thick, it's a very big comic. Like, I got it, I borrowed it from a friend couple of years ago and I really liked it. Again, is it's a very intense reading. Is yeah, you have to be, again, get your tissues. Oh, hello, Sombra, you're back. Yes, you are. And yeah, I really recommend this one. I really liked it. I enjoyed it, yet it's hard and it's not gentle in a lot of aspects. It's very raw. It has a very raw way of presenting things. You read that one, and Aina says stunning graphics, and I don't remember her name either. I think it's Dolala. It has a D. Delilah. It has a name. It has D and L's. I actually have no idea. But yeah, Habibi by Craig Thompson, highly recommended for you to read. And the second comic is one that I own, but my copy is not in English, so I got you here the English cover. Silent Was Zarathustra. Silent Was Zarathustra is the story of an Iranian immigrant that comes back to Iran to rediscover his own country, and is beautiful. And I read this like a while ago, and I don't remember if he actually, I think he was half Iranian, but definitely went back to Iran with some Iranian people, and they showed him the country, and he has a beautiful way of covering traditional festivities, and speaks a lot about the Zoroastrians that still are Zoroastrian in Iran. And it's a very Dodola, that is the name of the girl in Habibi. That is the, yeah, thank you, Aina. So yeah, Silent Was Zarathustra is a comic that I super highly recommend, especially if you want to get like a first taste of what Zoroastrianism is, especially modern Zoroastrianism, because sometimes I can feel like I study Zoroastrianism, but the one I study is the ancient Zoroastrianism. Like back in the day, I am talking about, what, 1,000 years before Common Era, something like that. But is a religion that's still alive, and so much has changed, as is natural, as everything should do. Everything changes, and religions, they change, and they merge with other cultures, and they adapt, and they just, you know, they combine elements from here and there to create beautiful things. And Silent Was Zarathustra is a very beautiful presentation of modern Zoroastrians in Iran, which I think is a community that doesn't get covered so much, because, you know, we don't think as Zoroastrians as real people, if that makes any sense. So they don't adapt, says Bidagowicz, they die. That's a good reflection to get. So yeah, I super recommend this one by Nicholas Wilde. The drawing is so nice though. The drawing is very, very nice. So super recommended. I don't know where you can get your copy, but I know it's in English, Italian, French, and Spanish translated. So if you read any of those languages, go get your copy. I think this one you can purchase on ebook, but I am not entirely sure of that. Again, I have a physical copy, but my physical copy I bought in a book fair, so it's in Spanish. That's the reason I am showing to you the English cover here, because one of my requirements for this stream is that everything I'm going to show you, it has to be available on English language, because I know you guys read all the languages and stuff, but this is an English speaking stream, so thanks in English. Those my comics? Yes. Now we're gonna move to podcasts, because you know, summer, when you sit back and relax by the beach, the pool, the stream, the tree on your orchard, and you have a very nice cup of tea, and you want to listen to something, but still you want to learn a lot of things, you have to listen to a podcast. I am a very big fan of these 3 podcasts I'm going to present to you. I do consume them. I am a very big fan of the 3 of them, and this is a little bit more academic, but it's the same amusing. The first one is Mazandercast. This is a podcast about magic, about traditions in Iran, and this one is directed by a half Iranian and her husband, which, as far as I know, is not half Iranian, but it's a podcast from the States, and I love them dearly, and I love what they do, because they have such a sweet way. They do present the topics in such a conversational way that is very difficult for you to get lost. Yes, Bajapo, that is you! Yeah, Budgepath is the half Iranian behind this masterpiece. Also, admire the beautiful logo with Simurg and the chai. Such a good taste on creating art pieces. So yes, highly recommend, go give it a listen. You can follow them on Twitter. And oh yeah, it's gonna be like all the links for podcasts are gonna be in the description below. Not for books, but yes for podcasts, because they are people that are actually active, so I want to support them. So go give it a listen, you won't regret it. They are doing a reading of the Shahnameh too, but they are a little bit faster than me because I am very slow. Delightful people. Go check Mazanderkast. The next one is a little bit... I am curling up in embarrassment. Oh my god, you deserve it. You deserve a lot of praise, because what you're doing is not easy, and I really like the way you're doing it. So when I like something, I will recommend it. The next one is more history oriented. I am talking about the King of Kings podcast, Persia After Alexander by Christian Hayens, and I really hope I am not butchering anybody's name. I'm sorry. This is, as it indicates in the title, it's a podcast about Persia after Alexander the Great was there. So I think it's a very nice cover of what happened after, you know, the mess that was Alexander's death, like, you know, premature death. And Christian does it in a very easy understanding way. His English is beautiful and I really like it. And yeah, go check him out. He's on Twitter as well. The 3 podcasts I recommend to have an account on Twitter. And yeah, I just enjoy learning from him, because as you know already, if you've been following me for a while, I am not a big fan of military history myself, or political history, because I find it very boring. However, from time to time you find these people that are so good in what they do that they will deliver a message beautifully, and they will make you interested in their topics, and you will find them fascinating because they are very good communicators. And this is the case of the King of Kings podcast. Guys, go check it out. It is a must if you want to know what happened, you know, with the Parthians, the Sassanids, the Seleucids, all these beautiful people. And last, but definitely not least, the History of Persia podcast by Trevor Cully. This is a titan of podcasts. This is a huge project by Trevor Cully that's been around for a while, but I do believe it is very accessible, and it's a very nice first approach. Again, is the whole story of Iran. I am not sure of where it starts, because I've been following him for a while, and I'm not up to date. I am not up to date yet, but he has some thematic. He's not just following a timeline, but he has some thematic podcasts. Like I remember, for example, this one about the Immortals. So Trevor is a very coherent speaker, and he acknowledges some of the bits he talks about could be a little confusing, but I do love the way he delivers the messages. So 100% recommending in case you want to spend some time by the pool or under the shadow of a very nice pomegranate tree, listening and learning about Iran. Go check Mazanderkast, the King of King podcast, and the History of Persia podcast. Super highly recommended, all of them. You can find them, I said this already, but I'm going to repeat it. You can find all the 3 on Twitter, and go follow them right now. I'm going to be here sitting, sipping my tea. You done? Good. Now, oh my gosh, now we're gonna move to one of my favorite areas of entertainment ever. We're gonna talk about, sorry, I have to leave shortly. Doesn't matter, thank you for staying, thank you for tuning in. Bye, Paperas, bye. Now we're gonna move to video game, because I am a big fan of video games. I consume them, I play often, and I want you to play too. And I'm gonna recommend, I think I have 3, let me check. four, actually. I'm going to recommend four of my all-time favorite video games, and I really would like you to play. The first one is an indie game called Children of Morta. And why is it important? Well, because this is an Iranian studio. I think it's Dead Mage, it's called. It's not just them, but the main idea, like the main studio who developed the game is Iranian, and they go in a little bit of trouble because of what they created. And Children of Morta tells the story of a family with a thing. There's two parents, at least three. Moraith has played it. I don't know if there's 3 or 4 kids and the grandma. And despite all the names are English, like Mary, Jack, and stuff like that, the reference to Iranian culture is massive. There's a lot of hidden messages about Zoroastrianism, Iranian folklore, hidden through the game. It's a very, very nice game. It's a roguelike. The roguelite, Moraith could correct me in here if I'm mistaken. It's a roguelite adventure, and I really, really like it. I haven't completed it yet. I started playing very recently, and I am enjoying every minute because it's very nice to me discovering what they put on to reference their own culture. And I'm just going to tell you, this is not a spoiler, don't worry, this is spoiler free. I'm not going to tell you anything, but one of the first things you acquire, one of the first abilities you acquire is called the Blessing of Atar. And Atar is the Yazata of sacred fire. You can imagine my thrilling. I was just ecstatic with it. I loved it. I loved seeing those things. So go check it out, Children of Morta. I love it, and I think I'm going to enjoy it very much when I finish it. The next one, and don't laugh at me, is Prince of Persia. However, it's not the Sands of Time. I am going to recommend you the reboot of 2008 Prince of Persia. Hello, Sombra. Yeah, you're going to stay here with me? So this reboot from 2008, I liked it because it gets deeper and deeper into Zoroastrianism, and their game of Zoroastrian legends is very high up, and it's a fun story, and I liked it. I covered this and the Mathdeism references on a conference. However, this conference is in Spanish, so I'm not going to link it anywhere. But I do like this game a lot, just because of that. The recreation of the Mazdian religion and all the tiny Zoroastrian elements in it make it very nice. And actually, they do follow a canonical storyline inside Zoroastrianism, which is Zorbanism, and the theory of the twin gods, which are Ahriman, which is the dark spirit, and then Ormuz, which is Ahura Mazda, or the wise lord. And it's a very nice adaptation of the myth. In some of the things, the game is not that great, and I am willing to accept that, but plot-wise, narrative-wise, I quite enjoy it, and I think it teaches you a lot of things, so go give it a check, go give it a play. So that's my recommendation. Again, this one is from 2008. Yep, I think that's everything I have to say about this. Ooh, go away, Prince. And the character, the voice acting in the game is very good, especially the figure of the prince, which in this case is not a prince at all, but the actor, which I don't know who he is right now at the top of my head, does a very nice job. All-time classic. I am ancient like the mountains, so I have to recommend you play Age of Empires. Wait, this is not a game to learn history from. Absolutely not. This is not a game like Civilization. I was between Civilization and Age of Empires, but I had to. This game has a high, not recommended amount of hours of my life. So yes, it is such a classic. And recently it's got the definitive edition. I haven't played that one yet. So yeah, go give it a look. It's the new version is improved a lot of things graphically and visually, but my brother is obsessed with this game. Tel Kabe, he has a very good taste. It's just a nice game to play, and one thing that makes me happy is that they included, or they care for including, many different civilizations from different geographical places, and they did not stick with the classics. They do look alike, the Arabs, the Persian, the Turks, and sometimes they very look alike, but still, I think it's a good game. I like it. Wait, disclaimer, this is not a game to learn history from. However, in the campaigns, I learned quite a lot. What I'm trying to say here is not historically accurate in a lot of things, and after all, it's a video game made for entertainment a very long while ago, so we can excuse it a few things, but still highly recommend it. I really like Age of Empires 2. I don't enjoy Age of Empires like the first one that much. I like this one because medieval ages, and yeah, go check it out. Super recommended. I have a feeling that I'm running out of tea, and I am sad. And the last video game I'm going to recommend is my favorite video game in the entire world. I am going to recommend you play Journey. And I'm not going to say anything else because Journey needs to be experienced and needs to be lived. I wouldn't like you to post anything in the chat about what the video game is about, either if you know, if you don't know, but do try it. Do experience Journey, because to me, and I am completely biased here, is the best video game ever created. It's beautiful, and it's a lot of things for me, so I'm not gonna dive too deep into the personal, but yeah, I highly recommend you to play Journey. It's gorgeous. It's the best game in the entire world, and yeah, have you played it? Do you like it? And go give it a check. I think it was free on PlayStation, like on the PS Store, not so long ago. It was for free. I don't know now, but yeah, if you have a chance, go check it out. It's, as Butcher Puff is describing it, it is an experience you have to experience. And I am being redundant. I'm going to stop talking about Journey, because if not, we're going to be here until next season starts, because boy do I have things to say about Journey. Finally, my last section of recommendations is gonna be music. I'm gonna recommend you some of my top artists, music I listen quite often to, and I believe you can like it, or maybe I can introduce you to them in case you didn't know them. So first, we're gonna start with a punch from the east. Gonna start with The Who, or the HU. This is a Mongolian metal band which I cannot start describing. They are powerful, they are very ethnic, and they're very much, everything in their music is powerfully rooted with the folklore, the Mongolian folklore, closely linked to the story of the secret story of the Mongols and Genghis Khan, and all these yes, exactly, Mongol metal, all these this traditional part of the Mongolian folklore, which is again linked to the Khans and the Khanate. I really like the music so much. It's metal, it's powerful, it's such a big punch on the ears, and yeah, they do research and they do a lot of music based on Mongol legends or Khans or historical figures, especially Genghis Khan. So go give them a listen. I love The Who very much. You can find them on Spotify. Next, we're gonna make things a little bit sweeter and a little bit more classical. If you are a big fan of pop music, which perfectly is okay, I'm gonna recommend you to listen to Sirban Khosravi, which is a Iranian, I think this one's Kurdish. Typhoon, can you check this one for me? Because I think it's Kurdish or Azeri, I am not sure, but basically he sings in Persian, and it's pretty much pop music in Persian. Especially I do recommend you to listen to this guy because I love his accent. I really do like his music, and it's a very sweet introduction to Persian music that is not traditional. It looks a little bit closer to what we have here on the West, as in like pop music. And the songs are, you know, love songs and songs about lost ones. So he has a very sweet voice, and I really like him. I do like him. My friend Yasmin, which is Iranian, recommended this singer to me, and I became a big fan. So his music, one of his albums is up on Spotify, but if not, you have YouTube. You can go check him out on YouTube. So yeah, definitely go give it a listen. It's a very nice music to listen to. We're gonna go back to a little bit more powerful music, and we're gonna listen to Tango Cavalry. This is not Mongolian though. This band comes from New York, and boy am I a fan. This is a little bit heavier and more powerful than The Who, at least for me, and this is pure metal, but again, it's powerfully rooted in Central Asia traditions, like the Mongols, the Scythians, mostly the Mongols, and it has a strong connection with Kurdish, thank you, Typhoon. So it has a strong connection with the animal world. They have a lot of songs dedicated to wolves, eagles, horses, and I do love them. I do love Tango Cavalry. So if you're a metal fan, as I am, go give these guys a listen. You won't regret it. And if you do, let me know, because I really like them. That's it. Next on the list, we have a traditional composer, Iranian player, which is Hossein Alizadeh. This musician is Iranian, and I brought him because to me is the best taste of traditional music, traditional Iranian music. You know, this is the tar. He plays also the daf, the setar, and I think I'm not sure if he plays any more instruments, but possibly. And he is a musician that is very well known in Iran. I actually go see him play in Madrid in one of the occasions. He was giving a concert over there years ago, and I really liked it. I discovered him there, and the way he plays and the music he composes, at least to my ears, is so nice and beautiful. So yeah, if you are up for discovering how traditional Iranian music sounds like, I am pretty sure there's a million artists out there, but the one I am going to recommend you is Hossein Alizadeh. Hello, Sombra. She's just coming and going. I wonder what evilness she is doing as I am here. So yeah. And last but not least, I'm going to recommend you one of my favorite bands ever, which is Anna RF. These guys are actually Israeli, and at least one of them is Israeli, and they do not stop there. They do ethnic music, folkloric music from all the corners in the Near East. It is beautiful. They do mashups with electronic music. They play traditional instruments and traditional music, and they are such good fun because they are super fun people. I do entirely recommend you to go check them out, especially on YouTube, because the videos they are fun to watch, and the music is so nice, so beautiful. I cannot recommend you guys this group enough. Also, I think one of them has a separate band which is called Farhan Ensemble, but yeah, I do recommend Farhan Ensemble too. So yeah, this is my account on them. I wanted to say them for the big finale because they are very little known. They are not known at all. So if you have to listen to one song by Anna RF, I would recommend On the Way to You, Jump, or Mabruk Salam. I like those three songs, are possibly my top 3 songs from them, but I am possibly mistaken because I just like the music so much. I'm gonna take a sip of tea. And I'm gonna pour myself a little bit more. Oh, it feels like my tea is running out. Oh. So, Bocha, this is us for today, and this is us for the season. Thank you so much for tuning in with me, and if you want to join me in here, you can leave now if you want to, but I'm going to stop recommending you things right now. I was thinking about this when I thought of doing this streaming, and I do want to thank you, because when I started it, especially the streamings on English language, I could not imagine I would have what we can call, quote unquote, an audience, and I did not imagine that you guys would like my content so much and will encourage me to carry on and, you know, keep on bringing you stuff every week. I feel I do appreciate that a lot. I feel truly grateful for that. And I think we covered a very good season. I am looking forward to the next one. If I reflect on the past, I enjoyed a lot the journey. I really like what we did. I really like the community, the tiny community we created here. I just like it. I enjoyed doing this a lot. Thank you for the awesome recommendations. Anytime. Lots of books to search. Yes, indeed. I have a lot of new things to try. Thanks. Anytime. And yeah, I am truly grateful for you guys being here with me, accompanying me through the journey of Twitch, if we can call it that way. So thank you for all your support. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. Thank you for following the channel and showing up to the streams. Thank you so much for supporting me on Patreon, my Murshid Patreon, like my patron subtitle Murshid. Warm hugs from me to you. And yeah, I think what remains to say is, again, warm thank you. You mean a lot to me, my tiny Twitch family. And I am looking forward to see you on the next season, which will start, if everything goes well, it will start on September. However, I don't have a date yet, because it depends on a lot of things. I will keep you posted though, so I encourage you to follow me on my social media, especially on Twitter, if you want to find out when exactly we'll come back to here. I am gonna create a new Spotify list for work tomorrow. Are you? Oh my god, you guys are so sweet. Thank you so much. So yeah, we will resume. We'll start the new season on September, and I don't want to, you know, create a lot of hype, but a lot of things are coming. A lot of nice things, more films, more Zoroastrianism, more story about medieval Iran, more Book of Kings, which I know you're rooting for over here because my English audience is a big fan of the Book of Kings. So yeah, thank you for making these a reality, and more inventions. Yes, all the time. Thank you for being part of this, and thank you for accompanying me. I hope you have a lovely summer. I hope you guys stay safe and enjoy every single day. Discover something new, learn, read, drink loads of tea, stay hydrated and away from the sun. And with all my heart, I wish to see you back in September, when we will continue sharing, you know, things, interesting things, at least I think I'm interesting, about Iran and Mesopotamia. May your tea be flavorful and your weather beautiful. Thank you, Butcher Puff. So yeah, my best wishes to you. I will see you hopefully in September. Now we all go to rest and to have a wonderful, not so hot, hopefully, month of August. See you soon, guys. Bye.